Those bastards! Leerdam and Orange! Oh, what I'm saying about the ice cream is I think that I am now crashing from my sugar high.
Oh,
so,
okay.
How long ago did you eat it?
like 20 minutes ago.
How are
There's
you
no
already
way.
crashing?
It hasn't even hit your system yet.
I don't believe that.
I mean, me either, because
My brain is not.
That, like, I
Is
can
it
do
because you didn't take your medication? Who knows?
Let's not worry about it.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Please,
Hannah.
somebody remind me after this, or I
Okay.
will die in the
I
night.
will.
Please go take your medicine right now.
No, it's scary downstairs. I watched a scary video and now I'm upset.
Okay, fine. But I'm gonna forget to remind you.
I will hopefully remember, but we'll see.
Craig, text me
I'm our
after this.
best bet, so. Oh, man. Okay.
Let's do this.
Okay,
All right.
hang on. Do we know the order for the intro?
Yes.
I mean, we
'cause
didn't
I'm
even
going
do the
first
intro
this
last
time.
week. So
I know,
let's
we
be
didn't.
real.
Well, that's because we talked for 20 minutes before we even got to it, so it didn't seem
And then
like
you were
it
like,
was
fuck
worth
it, we're doing it live.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
Do we know the order? It's Hannah, Shannon, Shelby, right?
Yes. And by do we know the order, I mean, do you know the order, Shelby? But I'm
Nope.
trying to be.
Well, I didn't know it last week, even though I yelled at Shelby about
I
how
know.
well I was acquainted with it.
All right.
Oh, man.
All right,
No,
ready?
I do not know
Yes.
the order. You have to remind me every single week.
I know.
Yes. Okay. So I am after Shannon.
Yes.
Cool. I can maybe
Okay.
remember that.
Ready?
Yes. Go ahead.
Hello. And
Oh,
my
God.
It's gonna be a good episode.
What?
I said it's gonna be a good episode. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Hello, and welcome to the Triad, where we're spooky but sensitive. I'm Hannah.
I'm Shannon.
And I'm Shelby.
Oh, my Lord.
Craig. Okay, please
That
go
was
to
just
the.
such a long pause. Like,
I don't know.
Well,
My
you,
brain
like,
forgot
took a
the
deep
word
breath,
for hello.
So I just assumed you were about to go.
No, no,
And then you
I
didn't
was.
say
I was.
anything.
and then you were so, hello. Like, it was so serious.
My brain literally shut off for about 3 seconds, then rebooted and continued.
Did you have a seizure?
Maybe.
Go take your medicine.
Maybe I did. It's
Go
gonna never
take your
happen.
medicine.
Okay, fine.
Please.
Don't do anything fun.
No.
Oh my lord.
Oh my God. Take your medication, kids.
Right. I say that as
Oh,
someone
man.
who does not take her medication. That's not true. I do.
Ugh.
It's always really bad when I don't. So.
Ugh. I took mine 2 hours later than my alarm, but I did take them, so.
Well, I mean,
I was playing Stardew Valley. I had other things to do. And then at one point, I was like, I
Wait
should
a
probably
minute.
shower. And so I took them while I was waiting for the water to heat up. So there you go.
that works.
Multitasking.
Yes.
Yeah.
I half the time forget to take mine before I leave for work, and so I
Mhm.
keep some in my purse.
Yeah. That's a
And
good
then I
idea.
take them with the chocolate milk that I put into a coffee cup. Because that is who I am as a person. I am a child who
That's
has
okay.
a cup of chocolate milk.
That's what
every
Allison does.
Single morning.
That's what Allie
for
does.
breakfast.
Instead of drinking, like, protein shakes, because those things are gross, she just drinks chocolate milk.
Well, and I'm allergic to like any of the protein stuff, or
Mhm.
I'm
even
medicated.
just like the breakfast.
Okay, good, Hannah.
The like breakfast replacement shakes or whatever,
Yeah.
because they all have artificial sweeteners in them,
Mm-hmm.
and so I can't do that. And I'm like, well, Ovaltine it is.
Yeah.
Also,
Okay.
I just
Ovaltine?
love it, and I hate coffee. So
We're talking about how Shelby brings chocolate milk in a coffee cup to work every day.
And everyone is
Are you
always
6?
like, because half the time I forget it in my car and I have to go back out and get it, and they're like, can't forget your coffee, you need your caffeine. And I'm like, little do you know this is chocolate milk.
But you
Okay,
can't
and then
correct
there's me
them
on the
and
other
tell
hand
them.
where I walk in with 2 full, like, huge mugs of coffee. Like the big travel size ones, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, are you addicted to coffee?" I'm like, "Yes, clearly." I have
Why are
a
you
very
even
strong
asking
addiction.
that question?
Back off.
Don't judge me.
And then there's me, who can't have caffeine, so I drink cold brew decaf that I make myself, because I still want to
I
drink
mean,
coffee.
I also should
So.
not have caffeine, so I don't drink caffeine.
Well, I
because
can't,
that
'cause I
makes
get,
the anxiety real strong.
Oh,
Well-
I'm just a literal corpse without it.
Well, no, mine's just because with my meds, it doesn't mix well, and I get super dizzy, and my brain just stops working. Like, I cannot
I get
form thoughts.
Really bad heart palpitations.
I don't get that.
Oh, but Ovaltine, really quick.
Uh-huh.
When
It's
I was
delicious.
in
Do not.
4th or 5th grade, maybe I was in, I don't know, 4th grade. I was in 4th grade. I almost died of a bowel obstruction. Like,
What?
Oh no.
went to the hospital and was very, very sick because of it. So I had to drink this stuff. It's like the stuff they give you before a colonoscopy.
Oh, gross. That stuff's supposed to be disgusting.
It's so gross. It's
yeah.
like drinking seawater. It's so salty and
Yeah.
awful. But
Yeah.
anyway, my
Nasty.
dad tried to make it better for me, so he mixed it with Ovaltine.
Mm.
No, thank
So-
you.
Well, okay, wait, no. First he mixed it with
I'm sorry, but the saltiness of that.
Yeah.
first he mixed it with strawberry kiwi Kool-Aid,
Ew.
and then he mixed that with Ovaltine.
Ew.
Oh
So-
my god.
I ended up drinking the grossest concoction in the world so that I wouldn't die. The only reason I did it was because the doctor, because my dad worked at the hospital that I went to. It was the one on base, and
Ew,
the
base
whatever
hospitals.
doctor was my pediatrician or whatever. He called her and was like, "Hey, you really need to convince her to do this." And so the lady was like, "Well, we can come over and give you a feeding tube right now." And she's like, "That involves us sticking a tube down your nose." And I was like, "I'll drink it."
Nope.
So anyway, I hate Ovaltine and I hate strawberry kiwi anything.
It's understandable.
Salted
mean-
caramel chocolate bullshit? No, I'd rather die.
I mean, that's a valid reason to hate Ovaltine,
Yeah,
but
I
also
get
that
it.
nonsense is the only reason I get protein in my life. So,
All right, let's do this.
Anyway, yeah.
what are we talking about?
Are we going to a folder?
Yes, there's
Where-
a full PowerPoint, as you know. I'm
Yeah.
obsessed with PowerPoints.
Where
I
is
try,
it?
and then I'm like, no, I'm not going to do one this week.
Is it in
I've
your
started-
research folder? Because
Yes,
it's not in the
it
episode.
says episode 13.
Okay, that makes sense.
Oh my god,
yeah.
friends, it's episode 13.
It's spooky episode
Yay.
13! I wanted to do
Love
a
it.
poltergeist, but I couldn't find... Actually, I did find one that I was interested in, but it was just a little too dark. So
Yeah.
I went to this, which is still really dark.
Yay. Also super duper quick with we actually did something for Patreon. We did it last week and I forgot to mention it completely. So,
yeah.
we have a thing on Patreon now, which you can only get if you are at least at the lowest tier, which I think is like $3 a month. So like, yeah.
Let's just say it involves my cat and a star chart.
And it's hilarious. So
And
And
your
that's all.
highly
sister's
recommend.
there.
And my sister,
Yes, I would highly
Special
recommend.
guest. Emma Farley.
Yeah, I was
And she's hilarious.
Yeah, I was dying laughing while I was editing, which even then the editing just consisted of me listening to it to see if I needed to cut anything, and the answer was no, which was nice. So, it was so funny.
And it starts off with a bang.
So yeah.
What you didn't hear
So
though,
someone be a
Shannon, was
patron
the
so
minute
that
we shut
can
it
say
off.
Someone listen to it.
Uh-huh.
What? Wait. What?
Hannah, you go.
Okay.
Sorry.
What you didn't hear was the minute we turned it off, it just became twin speak bullshit.
Yeah, I kind of
That should be
figured.
another whole episode.
It really
But
should.
anyway.
Can you decode what Hannah and Emma are saying?
Oh my gosh,
I mean,
y'all,
probably
can
some of
we,
it you could.
Yeah.
do an episode at some point, and it can just be one of like the duets at some point, but because I know you guys did sleep paralysis, but can we do one where we literally just recount all of our like recurring dreams and nonsense?
Yeah, sure.
'Cause
I wrote
I got some
for our
weird
senior
ones.
memory book in high school, I wrote a whole chapter about the fucked up dreams I had as a child.
Some of mine are being incorporated into our Halloween episode.
Oh, okay.
So, and those are pretty
All
much
right.
it. We can still talk about it. It's fine. Anyway, what are we talking about
So,
today, Huna?
moral of the story, go give us $3 and you can hear some
Yes.
bullshit. I mean, a great episode. Entirely researched. We did not
It
have to
was
start over
funny.
3 times. Okay, so today we are talking about the Castle of Good Hope.
Okay.
This, first of all, go to the first slide.
Like the title
The
slide?
title slide?
No, the next one. The,
Okay.
Like, the second
The one that
I
says
guess.
fuck colonialism?
Love that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So anyway, I just am very passionate about this subject, about fucking colonialism.
Yes.
I just think that it was horrible, and so many people died or had just their entire, I don't know, livelihood messed up by
Their culture was just
douchebag
completely
Europeans.
eradicated. It's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool, whatever. I just always think of that. Have you guys seen this picture? It's so awful. It's of a man who is sitting next to a little tiny, or 2 little tiny baby hands that were cut off because he didn't meet his quota for the day in some, I think it's in the Congo, some colonized part of the Congo under the rule of Leopold, the whatever the fuck.
Yeah. I have not. But
Anyway, it's an
I've listened to
horribly...
those Behind the Bastards episodes, so I know that story.
Yes, shout out to Behind the Bastards. That's such a good show.
It's very good.
Anyway, we're talking about the Castle of Good Hope, which is in Cape Town, South Africa.
Okay.
And, alright, so, this castle was, wait a minute, back up. So, the Dutch East India Trading Company came and sort of colonized all of South Africa, and the people who built the castle that we're going to be talking about were from the Dutch East India Trading Company, and so they came to build first it was a colony, and then they built a couple of, I forgot what they were called, basically like a couple of watchtower-y things, and then they're like, you know what would be even better here? A giant fucking castle that looks like a star. So,
Alright.
between...
I mean, I agree. That is what would be better there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Who doesn't want a castle shaped like a star?
I mean, I just don't like who built it and why they built it.
I mean, that's fair. That is fair.
But everything else about it, like, go build it somewhere in Europe where you didn't have to colonize or kill anyone to do it.
Okay.
Anyway.
I mean,
shut
I'll
up
give you
about
that. I will. But it is a
I
castle
appreciate it.
shaped like a star, and
Yeah,
that, in and of itself, is so cool.
Okay, fine.
Excuse me.
But also,
I concur without exception. Alright.
but also, fuck colonialism.
Yes.
Yes, also that.
That can be our first sticker.
Oh my god, yes.
Yes.
Someone design a sticker
Oh my god,
for us.
we're gonna get to
will
it in a
not pay
minute,
you.
but... Okay, we're gonna get to it in a minute. Remind me on slide 6 to tell you what the other thing that's gonna go on that sticker is. Okay, anyway.
Okay.
So, the castle was built between 1666, the devil's number, and 1669. And it is the oldest
That's it?
building still standing in South Africa.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
That seems like a short time to build a castle. Like 3 years. I don't know.
Listen.
Unless it wasn't well constructed.
No, it was more than that. It was 13 years.
You said 66 to 69.
66 to 1679.
You said 69. Okay.
I'm stupid and can't read. I don't know
Unless
what
I
to tell
misheard
you.
you. Okay, let me rephrase that. I heard you say 69. So, could be completely wrong. I don't know.
Shannon, you got your mind in the gutter. You need to get out. Anyway.
I'm
So
sorry.
it replaced a fort that used to be there. So like I said, those weird... I should have looked up what these were called because they were actually pretty funny. All of this, by the way, is going to be like me making fun of Dutch names. Just stay tuned.
That's fine.
But it replaced
cool.
the Fort de Gude Hoop, which it's literally how it's spelled. I'm just reading it like it's written. But now the castle was called in Dutch the Kasteel de Goede Hoop, and in Afrikaans it was Kasteel die.
Sorry.
Don't laugh. I'm literally reading you what it says.
I know, but it's just...
Dutch is just English with a...
It's like English and German, like, had a really bad baby or something. I understand.
who pretends that they speak English with a bad German accent.
Yeah.
So Kasteel de Goede Hoop, and in Afrikaans it's... I know, just look at it. You can read my notes.
No, I know. I do read your notes.
In Afrikaans, it's Kasteel de Goede Hoop. I don't know. There's an extra I in there.
Yeah, because correct me if I'm wrong, isn't Afrikaans, like, kind of Dutch-y? Or am I?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
what I thought.
Afrikaans is
Okay.
like Dutch and then native languages kind of mixed together.
It was
Okay.
basically a like pidgin language that they
Yeah.
made, and then it
It's like-
became
it's like French
an actual
Creole.
language. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I didn't
All
want to
right.
sound really ignorant when I said that, so I really hoped I was right, but I was like, I think it's part Dutch.
Well, yeah, because the Dutch colonized
yeah,
South
yeah,
Africa,
I just
and they had to
wasn't
have a way
like...
to like communicate. So that's what Afrikaans is.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, because like that's why South African people, when they speak English, have a mildly, I guess you could say, Dutch accent,
Sure.
but it's not quite right.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen District 9?
Can you repeat
Seen
that?
what?
You cut out. Discord
Have
cut
you
out.
ever seen District 9?
No.
Nope.
Okay, well, never mind.
That
Takes place in
just
South
ruined
Africa.
whatever the hell you were gonna say.
Well, it takes place in South Africa, so I'm just saying that's how you can gauge their accents if
Gotcha.
you've seen that movie. But apparently you haven't, so don't even worry about it. It's about aliens.
It's
It's pretty
fine.
good. I forgot to name my
that
sources.
movie,
so
yeah. I mean, I haven't seen it, but I know what you're talking about.
It's good. It's really
Yeah.
it's pretty good because it's kind of like about I don't know. It's kind of like about apartheid, but like with aliens as the
Is
as
that
the
the
symbol. I don't know. It's
Is
whatever.
that the movie with Denzel Washington, or am I thinking of a different
No.
movie? What movie am I
I
thinking
have
of?
no idea what that is.
Okay.
With
Go ahead.
Denzel Washington.
What movie am I thinking of?
Well, I mean,
Are you
yeah.
thinking of the one where he like plays the king
No. I'm going on IMDb.
and he like goes to jail, and for some reason I can't remember the
No,
dude's
that's
name.
Mandela.
Nelson
No,
Mandela?
that's Mandela. No,
Yeah,
it's
that
not
dude.
I'm thinking of the Book of Eli. I don't know why I'm thinking of the Book of Eli, but I am.
No.
Oh.
Why am I thinking
this
of
is
that?
This is like
That is a
everything else
very
is the
different
same.
movie.
I know it
Except
is.
there's
I don't
aliens.
know why my brain jumped to that. I've had a
Alien-
week, okay? I don't know
There are
what's
no
going
aliens
on.
in that
I
movie.
know.
Like alien immigrants.
I know. Yeah,
Okay.
I've had a week, okay? I don't know what the fuck is happening. Continue. Ignore
Are
me.
you doing okay?
What?
Are you doing okay over there?
Oh yeah, I'm good. I did take my meds today. Clearly they're not helping too much, but I took them.
I mean, same. I forgot who Nelson Mandela
As we
was, so,
established a couple weeks ago.
Who's that guy? The one who's like really important from Africa.
Yeah.
right, you know.
As we established a
fine.
couple weeks ago, my first thought is often very stupid, and this time I said it out loud. So that's on me.
Really quick before I forget, I need to name my sources. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got
go ahead.
some of this, not a lot of this actually this time, from Wikipedia. I got some stuff from ghostwatch.net, from CN Traveler, the Haunted Places podcast, the Hillbilly Horror podcast, and a website called http://www.vanhunks.com/cape1/castle1.html.
Good. We needed
Cool.
that entire website.
Also, like, real quick,
Oh, excuse
because
me.
I'm terrible at naming my sources, so,
Oh yeah, you forgot to do your sources last week.
yeah, I forget my sources, like, every single week.
I
but,
usually
like,
remind you, and I forgot.
9 times out of 10, it's, like, Wikipedia, but also, just make me send you my sources, like, so we can put them on the website, because I will
Yeah.
always forget to say them. But I promise I have sources, and if anyone wants
No,
to
I
know
know.
them, just let me know, and I will send them to you.
Yeah. I purposely put mine at the very, very top as the first thing
Well, I did
read.
too, and then 3 slides later,
I
remember
know.
what I was supposed to say
I
then.
promise I'm not, like, trying to plagiarize anyone. I am just
Yeah.
trash at remembering to say it. I always keep my sources because I'm psycho about giving credit in, like, written form, but apparently in spoken form I don't.
So
Yeah.
go now to the 3rd slide, the one with the star castle
Okay.
drawing.
Ah, where's my mouse?
You can
There we
actually
go.
read at the very top. It says, "Castle de Good Hoop."
This reminds me of the, what are those prisons that we talked about in Victorian sexuality constantly? The,
Oh,
you know what I'm
the
talking about? The Pentagon?
Panopticon.
Yes, that.
Yeah,
That's
the
what this-
Panopticon.
I just finished
Uh,
rereading Affinity, too, so that was like a huge
God.
thing. I like that book. It was good.
Emma hates it.
Why?
She will just call me because she'll remember a passage from it. She's like, "I just hate Affinity so much."
Why does she not like it?
Because she didn't think that she doesn't ever think that the lesbians get, like, a fair ending.
They do in
Everything.
Fingersmith. She needs to read Fingersmith.
Okay, I'll let her know.
Yeah, no, I'm
Um,
serious. Tell her that she needs to read Fingersmith because it ends up in a. It gets a little rough there in the middle, but they end up. It's a very happy ending in Fingersmith. It's all good.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I get it for
I'll let her know.
Affinity though, because Affinity does not end happily for anyone involved.
Pretend I know what either of you are talking about.
It's these books written by
Sarah Waters.
Sarah Waters. Affinity's written like a Victorian novel, but she wrote it in, like, the 90s.
Yeah, I love it. A lot.
TBT, or TBH, not TBT, what's happening? Didn't read it. Also TBT, I guess. Throwback Thursday, I never read that shit. In college.
I love that
Shannon told me
class.
the plot.
No, I did that every single week. You never read, and I told you
I
every
know, but I
week
was
what the
so
book
good
was.
at talking in that class.
I know. God, that class was so much fun. I miss it.
We literally made a sign and held it up once that just every time that some author mentioned castration.
Yeah,
It was beautiful.
it was. Well, that was the
Okay.
day we were talking about Freud.
Yeah,
So-
but I mean, it was also like anytime it was implied in
I
like
know.
a poem or anything. Okay. All right. So this structure was originally constructed of clay and timber, and it was built by. God, do they say the J's in? I
In
think
Dutch.
it's Jan van Riebeek.
I think
Please,
they say the J's.
Don't ask me
Jan-
about
Jan-
Dutch.
I don't know.
I'll Google it real quick.
I grew up in Germany.
They say
I don't know anything. All right.
Jan van Riebeek.
Jan van Riebeek. Anyway, so he, oh, I did write it down. Okay, they're called, oh shit. Whoops. Okay. They are called, it's spelled redoubt, but I don't know if that's how you say it. But on the river, the mouth of the Salt River, they built 2 redoubts. So one was called Kaiglit, and the other one was called Dunehoop. So those
I
are
love your
respectively.
pronunciation.
Thank you. Those are respectively Lookout and Dunheap redoubts. So they were basically like these big sort of watchtowers that they used for defense because what the Dutch East Indian Trading Company did was they used the Cape of Good Hope sort of as a spot for all of their traders to stop at in between their long voyages from the Netherlands to Indonesia, which were then called the Dutch East Indies, but fuck
Yes.
'em, they're wrong.
Real quick, I googled it. They pronounce J's like Y's, so Jan. would
Okay,
be
so I was right.
correct.
Jan.
Yes,
Okay.
Jan.
I had to Google Dutch pronunciation of J. But we found it. We're good.
So then in 1679, like I said, the 5 bastions, so
She's gonna
they
go
finally-
back and edit this and be like, "You didn't say it."
Yeah, she'll take it right out. But so the structure was finally completed in 1679, and so the 5 bastions were named after the main titles of William III of Orange. So they are called.
Oh.
No lie, I really want to name a dog Bastion at some point. Which
Yeah.
I don't know why. And it's literally not related except that you said the word, and now I'm like, I want to name a dog that.
You want to name
Did
your
you ever
child
watch,
Finavir, so like...
Look, I would never, because
I know you would.
I am not going to do that to a child. But, yes, I do want to name my child Finavir.
Did you guys ever watch the Neverending Story?
I
mean,
fucking
a
love
long
Neverending
time ago.
Story.
That kid's name was Bastian, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
Because
Yeah.
the princess kept saying, Bastian, call my name! Right? Am
I mean, if
crazy?
you say so.
I haven't watched it since
Definitely did.
college, so it's been a minute. But God,
Yeah.
that movie's a trip and a half. But yes.
Oh my god. Have you seen the sequels to it?
No,
Those
I
are
haven't.
insane. Oh my god, those are crazy.
You say that as if the first one is not crazy.
They get weirder.
Oh God.
Actually, I think the first one's the weirdest.
It's
just
kind of
got
hard
so
to
sad.
top that.
What's Atreyu's horse's name?
The horse is Atreyu.
What's the boy's name?
Bastian. We literally just.
You literally just
No,
said
the
that.
kid in the Neverending Story's name is Atreyu.
I think it's the horse.
No, the horse is a different name. I'm looking it up right now.
I am too.
Horse.
Hey,
in
look.
The
It's Artax.
first
I'm
thing that
sorry.
came up is
Okay.
horse in the hospital. Sorry, what?
Okay, it's Artax and the boy is Atreyu. I'm sorry. You're
Yeah.
right.
Anyway, it was so sad when the horse dies in that
Yes.
bog. It's
Yes,
very tragic,
it's very
and I
Please
felt so
don't
bad for
remind
Atreyu.
me of that.
And I'm pretty sure I was in love with Atreyu. Anyway,
I mean, who wasn't, though?
alright. So the purpose of the Dutch settlement in the Cape was to act as a replenishment station for the ships passing around the Cape. Oh, I was naming the bastions for you. Okay, so we're starting in the west and we're going clockwise. So they are Buren, Katzenellenbogen, Nassau, and Orange. Wait, that's only... Oh, I missed one. Leerdam. That's the first one. Leerdam, Buren, Katzenellenbogen, Nassau, and Orange. So
Nice.
anyway,
Oh man.
That was
fun
some
fact that I added
beautiful
for
Dutch
you guys
right there.
specifically is that there's a suburb in Cape Town called Belleville.
Oh.
And
What?
I know. And those bastions are street names in it.
Interesting.
anyway.
Nice.
All right, so the fortress.
We don't have
had-
cool street names in our Belleville, but that's fine.
No, it's like what street did I live on? Well, I
know.
lived on Fort Henry Street. That was kind of cool.
I lived on
I mean,
Lakeview Drive because there was actually a lake, so it's actually correct.
None of us live in Belleville anymore, so don't try to triangulate our area. You'll never find us.
also, I never lived in Belleville.
It's much easier to triangulate in the town Shelby currently lives in and our parents live in. So like,
My parents don't live there.
you live one town over.
Yeah, and you'll never guess which one.
Yeah, we haven't said it.
That's
or
true. There's
anything.
like 50.
There are so many little tiny towns.
I know.
So many small towns.
Anyway.
Oh God.
So the fortress had a bunch of other things in it besides just like army shit. So it had a church, a bakery, a bunch of different workshops, so like blacksmith and stuff, living quarters, shops, and cells. So there was like a really big dungeon that we'll talk about later, and other
Dungeon!
facilities. Yeah, it's not great, but you know,
Oh,
whatever.
sorry.
And it was painted yellow, and yellow was originally chosen because it lessened the effect of the heat of the sun, because remember, this is like a coastal town in South Africa, so it's very, very hot. And then the wall was built around it to protect citizens from an attack, and you'll see in a couple of slides there's like a middle divider in the courtyard that added even more protection. So even if one of the walls was breached, there was a whole nother wall on the inside for protection. It's not in this drawing, but you'll see it in a minute. So next slide.
Okay.
These are just some pictures. So there you can see the
Ooh.
yellow.
That's pretty.
It is.
It's kind of cool
Why does it remind me of the Alamo?
because it's got that weird.
It's the thing on the
donor
top.
head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's vibrating?
Sorry, that was me.
Okay.
I'm just so excited.
I had to like move my computer for a second, so
Yeah.
sorry.
You're fine. I just wanted to also make sure that something was vibrating and that wasn't me just hearing shit. So, because that's the kind of week I've been having. So, thank you for confirming.
Same.
Oh,
So this is all, I believe, this is all inside those walls. So those walls are brick.
Yes.
And you can see that cannon kind of pointing out. That's on top of one of those bastions, whether it was orange or blue. And then this map, it didn't leave the dot on there for some reason. Oh, yes, it did. Okay, so if you're looking at the very center of the map and you go down a tiny bit and you go to the right a tiny bit, where those words are, that's where this is.
Oh, okay.
In comparison to the rest of everything. But
So that's
now I
like
don't
right
feel
in
like
the
that's
middle
right.
of the city.
Yeah. Except it's not.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it is. I don't know. I'm confused.
Why?
Hold on.
Okay.
Go to the next slide and you'll see why. So this is like a more accurate
okay.
depiction of what it looks like. But see in the left-hand bottom corner, that's the ocean.
Oh.
So that's why I'm confused as to now that map is really deceiving.
Yeah, because it should be like right on the water.
Yeah. Anyway.
It doesn't
So you can see that middle building there that sort of separates the courtyard.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so why are we talking about this dusty building? Because it's haunted.
Of course it is. Yay!
I know, episode 13, I was like, we gotta do a ghost. Alright, so you can go to the next slide. So I wrote this just for you, Shannon. Like Benedict Arnold, or whoever the fuck you wrote about last time, there were no pictures of Peter Ginsberg Van Noot. So, listeners, we just have a giant picture of a man made out of noodles.
I don't like
So anyway,
that.
I think we should have fuck colonialism and then a noodle.
I'm good with that.
Yes.
So, this is...
I'll draw it.
You guys know that thing that's like that internet thing where it's like a fear of small holes? It's like trypophobia. This picture is giving me that, so I might move to a different slide because I really fucking hate this picture.
Yeah, just go look at the previous one. Just go look at the castle.
Please don't remind me of my fear of small holes. I described it to my mother once, and she was like, I've never heard of that. And I was like, Mother?
I don't
And I like pulled
it.
up pictures to show her of like examples of like why it freaks me out or whatever. And I literally had a panic attack just from like pulling up the pictures. I didn't even like really look at them. I just glanced at them just to show them to her, and I had such a visceral reaction.
It just makes me so uncomfortable.
See, this doesn't scare me, or that trypophobia doesn't scare me, but one of my other slides you'll see freaks the fuck out of me, and why did I even put it up there? It literally...
I don't know, it's your
I
thing.
had to cry into a bowl of ice cream because of it. Anyway, let's talk about
I can't help
Peter
you with that one.
Ginsberg Van Noot. So...
Oh, excuse me.
He was the governor of the Cape of Good Hope from 1727 to 1729. So, this guy was a total jerk. And I'm not just saying that because he was the governor of a corporation's colonized country. He was, like, actually a jerk and everyone hated him. So he was really combative, and he came to the Cape of Good Hope for a while before he was governor. And then he did some time, like, exploring the jungles or whatever, because that's what everyone back then did. They call it the interior. But he was mostly associated with his barbaric treatment of soldiers, and that is kind of his... Yeah, and that's just kind of his... That's what he was remembered for. On April 7th, 1729, Van Noot overturned the governing council's lenient sentence of 7 soldiers who deserted. So these 7 soldiers were like, you guys are jerks, we're done with this, we don't even want to be here anymore, we want to go back to Europe, and this is dumb. And they tried to run away, and they were caught, and the council was like, 10 years hard labor, and this guy's like, no, everyone stop, we're gonna make an example of them.
Great.
So, of course.
Yeah, so instead he sentenced them to death,
That's
and at
different.
the gallows...
It's a very different sentence.
Yeah, because they
were
like...
a little extreme.
They were like, you guys are so bad, go dig some ditches, and then he's like, no, we're just gonna kill him. So at the gallows, it said that one of the soldiers was a theological candidate. So, like, he was either, like, well, obviously he wasn't because he was a soldier at the time, but he wanted to be some kind of a priest or whatever. And so at the gallows, he calls on divine justice to deal, to deal with the cruel noodle. I forgot I wrote that.
My mom used to call me Noodlehead. Sorry, I just remembered that.
Do you guys remember Mr. Noodlehead from Elmo?
No.
Or no, his name was just Mr. Noodle.
Mr. Noodle from Elmo's World.
Yeah.
Na 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 na.
Elmo's World. Yeah.
That's probably copyrighted. I'm sorry.
We didn't.
You
sing
did it
30
for
seconds
fewer
of
than
it.
10 seconds. You're fine.
Also,
Okay.
it was like not even okay. So, the 7 soldiers are killed. Later that night, Van Noot was found dead in his chair of mysterious causes, with a look of like absolute terror on his face.
I'm sorry.
Murder.
One second. Chair of mysterious causes?
No, he died. He was found in his chair.
Gotcha!
No, he was found dead in his chair. That's what I said. Dead in his chair. Okay, I understand now.
I misheard you, and I was like, "What the fuck do you mean, chair of
my God.
mysterious?"
Okay, I agree with you that yes, this is a commonplace. All right, he was found. Actually, it's a hanging infinitive, right? Yes.
Yes.
Whatever.
it was all one big thing. I didn't hear the space in there, so I was just like, "I'm sorry. Are we just gonna move past that?" Like,
Let me start over. He was found
G.
dead.
Shannon context.
I'm
He was
really
found
tired,
dead, still
okay?
sitting in his chair.
Thank
period.
you. There we go. Okay,
He was dead of mysterious causes. Period. He had a bad, scary look on his face. Period.
Okay,
Exclamation
we're
point.
good.
Question mark. All right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I heard this somewhere, but I couldn't find anywhere else that talked about this. But it was said that there somewhere, I don't remember where I read this, but there was like a dark mark around his neck, kind of like he was choked. But there
Okay. was
was no other evidence that is what killed him.
Interesting.
Yeah, so there's like a dark mark on his neck, and he had like a horrified look on his face. So there was this captain in the army who was there, Captain Rudolph Alleman, and he gave a first-hand account of the death and burial. And he said that since Van Noot was such a dick that he was buried in a cheap, like, pine box in a secret place because the council, like, that governing council who was like, oh, those soldiers, just slap on the wrist, they decided that he did not deserve to be buried in a sacred place. So they went through this big, public ceremony where they used a nice coffin, and they're like, he was so great, he was our governor, blah, blah, blah. And then they were like, all right, throw him in the ditch. And that's how they buried him. Yeah. So, his ghost is said to be wandering around the castle and can be heard swearing.
Great.
Remember, he was, like, just a jerk. So he's, like, swearing at
Well,
everybody.
I mean, let's be real. That's what I would do.
Yeah, but, like, I don't know, I guess.
Similarly related. So there's, I've already told you two about this podcast. It's called Unwell. It's like a story podcast. It's fucking amazing. They do this thing on Patreon where they do a swear jar every month. And they count, because like different people write the episodes and stuff. And so they count how many times each author slipped in a curse word. And they have to like donate money or something. I have been really tempted to do it, but I know that it's me who curses the most, so I don't want to do it.
I highly doubt that. I think it's me.
I edit. It's me.
I know it's not me.
It's not.
Because I record at home and my parents are here.
Yeah, it's not you. No, yeah.
Huh.
I mean, I can start counting, but I'm pretty sure it's me. I also might start taking account of who burps the most each episode, because it varies.
Okay, that's definitely me.
It's gonna be between Hannah and me, for sure. That one's not you.
Last week was definitely me, because
It
I
was.
burped at least 48
You
times.
did. Oh, man. Okay, well, if I remember when I edit this one, I'll keep track of between me and Hannah, because Shelby, you're never in the running for this. I think you've said fuck one time on this show.
Right. It's because my parents are home.
No, I know. I'm not saying it's a bad
I mean,
thing.
they're downstairs, but I still don't.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Yes,
just
I
burped
did.
For you.
I know you did. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. It wasn't that good. All right, let's keep going. So to sort of sum him up, I skipped a part on accident. There was another person who confirmed Captain Rudolph Alleman's story. His name was Otto Menzel, and he was like, yeah, that all totally happened. They just threw him in a ditch because they hated him. So Van
fair.
Noot's ghost is also seen in a house in Cape Town called Ruston Vergood. It's like very good. It's very good. And it means like rest and gladness, and it was just a place that he used to hang out at a lot. Alright, so yes, he runs around the castle swearing because he was a jerk and everyone hated him. The end.
Cool.
Alright, let's go to the next one.
The one after the trypophobia dude?
Yes.
Okay.
The one with the lady.
Because I was one behind.
Yes.
I could not look at that, man. I could not look at that thing.
PowerPoint, Shannon.
What did I do something? Oh, I moved it. I'm sorry. Hang on.
No, I got
it. I fixed it. It's fine. I fixed it. I'm sorry. I dragged it on accident. I fixed it.
Yes. Go to the lady. So,
Okay.
this is Lady... Her name is literally... well, it's not... That wasn't her... Oh my god. Start over. Okay. The next ghost is that of Lady Anne Barnard. It's like Bernard, but with
Bernard?
an A. Barnard.
Barnard.
It's Barnard. Yeah.
Barnard.
Kill me. Barnard. I can't do it. Anyway, we're gonna call her Lady Anne because that's way easier. So she was a Scottish travel writer from the 18th century, and she only lived in the castle for 5 years, but she took such extensive, detailed journals and notes and stuff about life in the Cape Colony, and she also painted and drew scenes from the colony that people believe that she haunts it because she was very fond of it. So she like had all of these detailed journals that said literally every minute detail of life in the Cape, and she also wrote a lot of letters to people, so we have a lot of information about the era from her. Let's see. Okay, so she was basically like the colony's first lady because she wasn't married to the governor, but the governor at the time didn't live in the castle, and her husband, Lady Anne's husband, was the governor's secretary, so they were like second in command. So she like ran the place. She was like, all right, this house, we're making a ballroom, everyone clear out, we're having a party. And are you guys still there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it just was really quiet.
I'm
scared.
sorry.
I'm just really interested, so I'm just listening.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, this is the part of like history that's interesting to me.
Yeah, okay. So she used one of the residence halls as a ballroom, like I said, and they hosted many important visitors, and they even continued to do that up until I couldn't find when they did it, but they did it for several decades after she left and after she died. They were like, that's a good idea. We should use this as a ballroom forever. So people people at these parties that happened after she died would see a curly-haired woman who's transparent, just kind of walking around and mingling, and they say that was Lady Anne come back to see everybody. So that picture I have is her with her curly hair, and those other little pictures on the side for most of them I believe she drew.
Oh wow,
those are good.
Yeah, she was like incredibly talented.
Yeah.
All right, so continuing on with Lady Anne, you can go to the next slide.
Okay.
So this is the dolphin pool, and for a while it had like either gone into disrepair or was just totally torn and taken out. But because of Lady Anne's like precise drawings and descriptions of it, owners isn't the right word, but the people who ran the castle were able to rebuild and restore the dolphin pool. So this is a picture of it. It's kind of crappy. But look it up on your own right now. It's really interesting. It's kind of like a big fountain.
Okay.
But it was said that Lady Anne back in the day used to not only swim and bathe in the dolphin pool, but she also used to do it naked.
Of course she did.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
She was like a big scandal because, well, kind of a big scandal because of that. And apparently an officer saw her, quote, plunging into the pool. So, like, she was either diving or just jumped in on her own. And he was like, that is so rude. How dare you put clothes on, you naked wench. And so after she was caught jumping into the pool, they installed some steps so that she didn't have to jump in anymore. She could just
walk in.
Yeah.
I like how that was their solution. They were like, we're just going to put in some steps because this naked lady. Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, so there wasn't anything about her haunting that, but just her in the ballroom. Okay, you can go to the next one. So, again, we're still talking about Lady Anne. So, there's this curse painting. It's not this one. This was just one that I found. That sounded similar. I could not find the painting.
Oh, is this why you couldn't
type peacocks?
We were trying to figure out how peacock fit in
because of this painting. Okay, I sent them a picture of how I spelled peacock. Wait,
you spelled it correctly.
Well, I fixed it.
Yeah.
But it was not. It was
for backstory. No, she put a screenshot with a whole bunch of stuff blurred out except the misspelled word for peacock into our group chat. It was just like help.
That's good. Not good.
Yeah, and then before you got on, Shelby and I were like, what the fuck is she doing that involves peacocks?
I told you don't worry about it.
We figured it out.
I was worried about it.
We were just very confused. It's all good. We figured it out.
It all has come to fruition.
Yes.
Let me tell you about peacocks.
Okay.
So,
yes, please.
Apparently, peacocks are the symbol for Juno, and Juno is, a goddess, and you should not piss her off, right? Mm-hmm. So, there's this painting that hangs above the fireplace in Lady Anne's drawing room that has peacocks on it. I could not find it. No one apparently has a picture of it. And it said that anyone who touches it or anyone who moves it will die.
Great.
Wow.
So it's like V-curse. And that
like
was
you
really
can't even touch it. You can't even fix it so it's straight.
Yeah, that was literally all I could find about it. It was just like, yeah, if you touch it, you'll die.
That's
the end. Get out.
What is it? A bar in the UK or Ireland? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
It's got this chair that if you touch it, you'll die. Or something. I feel like they did.
Well,
that's so and so's curse chair. But there's there's a backstory to that one.
Yeah,
they say
there's a big
and this
whole
dude
thing.
died and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
but there was no backstory. It was like, don't touch the painting.
Just because. Cool.
Just because. So during World War II, to protect the painting, it was covered with. And then here's where I ran out of steam. I was like, I don't know, burlap. And the official statement that accompanied they covered it up to protect it. And the official statement that accompanied this was, quote, the authorities have made special arrangements to prevent the spook suddenly appearing and disturbing their work.
The spook.
So what? I don't know. That was the official report that came out with
funny.
it. So some people think that on the back of it, there's either there's a vault behind it, or it has a treasure map or something that leads to the Dutch East India Trading Company's treasure, or that there's a secret passage. Fun. Yeah, I don't know. Or there's a secret passage behind it that goes to the government house.
That seems more likely.
Yes, but what's with
but
the
also
weird
why?
Statement?
Right.
I don't know. Anywho, next slide. Oh, I just realized something.
What?
This ghost is not from
this is a completely different castle, bud.
It's the third thing on there, so whatever. I just copy pasted. You can use your imagination, whatever.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh my god. Like I said,
you definitely ran out of steam there.
Yep. The rest is so half-assed.
That's funny. That's okay.
Okay. So anyway, there's another famous haunting there of the Lady in Grey, and she has been witnessed running through the castle holding her face and crying hysterically.
Great.
So I copy pasted a picture of not the right lady.
Yeah.
Apparently
I feel like
the haunting.
I was just gonna say, I feel like all the because there's like, ladies in gray at, like, every castle, they're all gonna look relatively similar. So this is a good...
Yeah, you know
It's
why?
fine.
You know why all ghosts are seen in white, pretty much?
Why?
Because that was the easiest, like, fabric color to make.
Yeah.
So, anyway. But she haunts the castle and the Tunehouse. Which, Shannon, if you remember, that's what I used to call my townhouse that I lived in.
Yes, I know.
The Tunehouse.
Oh, man.
Anyway,
Little did you know
translates.
you were speaking Dutch.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I was bilingual. But that's the name for the government house that I mentioned before. But I'm gonna guess the 40s or 50s, they were doing some renovations. And they unearthed the skeleton of a woman under these, they're called the Sally doors, which I guess are just big doors. I don't know. Didn't look into it. But they unearthed this woman's skeleton, and since then they say that they haven't seen her around, so maybe that was her. Yeah. Okay, next. Alright, so there's another haunted painting.
How did all these paintings end up in this castle?
I don't know, because it's like the place to be in Cape Town.
Do you just want to blame colonialism and leave it at that?
Yes, because colonialism.
Yes.
So there's a painting, and I don't think it's this one. Again, didn't look very hard. I typed it in and nothing came up. So there's another governor, Lord Charles Somerset, and apparently anytime dogs see this painting of him that hangs in the government house, they, like, freak the fuck out. They bristle and snarl and bark at it. And I don't know why. And that was really all the information they gave.
All right. That works.
Cool.
So...
I mean, I trust the dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably just a creepy painting.
It probably just
All right.
smells funny.
I know. It's like, there's cat pee everywhere!
Yeah. Yeah, I trust dogs' judgment of things. Like, Maisie doesn't like straight white dudes, which I think is fair. A very safe thing to dislike.
That's fair. I trust Maisie's opinion of people. She's scared of everything.
I know. A fucking dog. God. Except that fucking... Hannah, I forgot to tell you. There was a rat... I'm sorry. There was a rat in the dumpster last week. Like, after we got done recording, I took Maisie for a walk, and I went to, like, put her poop bag in the dumpster, and the door was, like... Or lid, I guess. Not a door. The lid was propped open on something, but it was dark, so I couldn't see, so I went to put her poop back in, and then the thing that it was stuck on started moving, so I full-on screamed, and then I figured out it was a rat. So then I doubled over laughing, because it was fucking hilarious, and Maisie was just looking at me like, what's going on? So she's apparently not afraid of rats, but I am now afraid of the dumpster, because every time I open it, I'm afraid there's going to be a rat in there.
I mean,
That's a great
before there
story.
was a rat, you were scared there was going to be a dead body.
Yeah,
so,
I have an
like...
irrational fear that there's going to be a body in a dumpster.
That's a great story, Shannon, but why did you scream my name?
Why? Oh, no, I just wanted
Because
to...
you were like, rat! Hannah!
Because you didn't know yet. That was the only reason
Okay.
you didn't know yet.
Like,
And I meant to tell you.
I wrote it like...
No. It's just because you didn't know. I forgot to tell you. I meant to tell you before this, and I forgot. I'm sorry. Continue.
No, that was just really funny. Oh my god. Okay, we only have a few more.
Okay.
Okay. So... you can go to the next slide, the one with the ghost-looking thing that is for sure faked. But whatever. This probably, again, is not even part of the castle.
Did you just find
Whatever, it
random
looks like the
ghost
outside wall, I don't
pictures?
give a
Like,
shit.
it's fine.
This dude, honestly, the way this, like, ghost looks reminds me of the picture of Leo DiCaprio when he's, like, doing that funky
Yep.
walk.
Happy walk. It totally does. But imagine him in, like, a tracksuit and also a ghost.
And he's shaped a little bit chunkier. Just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
A little round, and he might be wearing oven mitts, or
And he might be bald.
maybe rubber gloves.
Yeah, might be bald. So nothing like Leo DiCaprio.
See some hair.
It looks like he has a beard, too.
Yeah. Just that pose, though. The pose is
Yeah.
correct.
He might be in a hazmat suit.
Yeah.
He could be.
Or an
You never
astronaut.
know.
I don't know. It's a ghost. Who knows? Alright. So, the first reported paranormal occurrence was when the apparition of a tall gentleman was seen in 1915 on one of the castle's ramparts. Okay. So then he wasn't seen again until 1947, and then he was seen on a regular basis over a 2-week period. He would be seen jumping off the side of one of the castle's walls between the the tall parts of Leerdam or Orange.
Off those bastard tall parts.
Those bastards. Leerdam and Orange.
Oh my god.
I need to go to bed.
Apparently. We're almost done.
I know. So also in that area there are unexplained footprints, which happen like all the time. And there's also said to be... Wait, did I put this?
I'm sorry, but didn't you just write these notes like an hour ago?
I have this thing where, and it happens when I'm writing too. Like, Shannon, you heard me read my story the other day, right?
Yes. You didn't remember any of it, did you?
No, because I straight up black out when I type. And so someone will say like, wow, I really love that part about blah, blah, blah. Like when they've read it on their own and come back to me with it. And I'm like, I have no fucking idea what you're talking about. It happens all the time. I think that I get possessed by like the writing muse. And she uses me.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay. Anyway, there might also... Wait, hold on. Everyone pause. Okay,
Everyone's just waiting on you, Hannah.
Just giggling, you're fine.
Listen, I'm gonna say this part twice because it's gonna happen again later on. But
okay.
I just am telling you now that I don't really know what happened at the end of this. Okay.
Okay.
So there also might... Oh my god! So this tall figure might be the ghost of a guard who hanged himself with the bell rope, like hundreds of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's a terrible way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. After he died, they like sealed off the bell tower, and they were like, nobody ever go there again. But regardless, the bell rings all the time, like on its own, and they think that he rings it. So that's creepy. Okay, go to the next slide, and this is the one that literally I scared myself by looking at. Why did I put this picture here?
Yeah,
I don't
you picked
know,
a terrifying
I'm literally
picture.
about to
Oh, okay. Not gonna look at that.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that. I'm gonna delete it right now. Okay, it's gone.
Alright, we saw it. Okay, cool.
It was a scary dog. Just so everyone knows.
Okay, think of like Hound of the
It's a Doberman
Baskervilles.
Pinscher with glowing eyes.
Yeah.
Like
in the dark.
it looked like a, let's go with like a Doberman,
That's what I just said.
but with glowing eyes.
It looks...
That's literally what I just said!
You're cutting out really
it?
bad, Huna.
Sorry, Hannah, you cut out.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
I said
If
a
that's
Doberman
what you
with
said,
glowing
I
eyes,
apologize.
and she was like a Doberman with glowing eyes.
Yeah, we literally didn't hear that.
Nope.
Okay, you know what?
Did not. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to like steal your thunder there.
It's fine. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So there's also a hellhound that chases people and jumps on
God.
them.
That's just
and
mean.
then disappears.
Great.
So
like straight up Hound of the Baskervilles.
Sounds like
except
it.
that was pretend, and this is for real, Shelby.
You don't know that was pretend?
Did you read The Hound of the Baskervilles? It's totally pretend.
Yes, I know.
I mean,
Listen.
Arthur Conan Doyle believed in fairies, so like, who's to say it was pretend?
You know what? Leave him alone. He was also... Wasn't he a spiritualist?
Probably.
No. Yes, he definitely was.
Yeah,
because
he was.
Houdini hated spiritualists, and they
Yes, they
fought
did.
about it all the
Yes,
time.
he did.
Okay. Yes. Let him live his little...
No, I'm not saying it's
Look,
a bad
I
thing.
love
life.
Arthur Conan Doyle.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I was just making a factual statement.
Okay. Bad dog. There's a bad dog.
Uh-huh.
It does bad things. Also, lights turn on and off when no one is there. Near one of the guard rooms, you can hear the voice of a man and a woman who appear to be arguing, but then when you go to find them, all you can see is like this shapeless form sort
Gross.
of in the air.
Yeah,
That's
I
Don't
don't
like that.
Yeah, not a fan of
There's
that.
also... Oh god, burping. There's also an electric bell that rings on its own, and that's connected with that suicide early that I talked about earlier that I said I would repeat because I was dying. Alright, now we're going to talk about the scariest thing to me, which is like the saddest thing also. So you can go to the last slide.
Okay.
So there's this place in the castle called the Donkergat, which means the dark hole, and it was like a real life fucking nightmare. So it was a windowless dungeon underneath the castle.
Oh my god.
And it also served as a torture chamber. And they used to do that thing where they would torture you until you confessed for like whatever they captured you for. Yeah. And like there were laws in place that said that you couldn't be held there for a certain amount of time, but they were always disregarding those and beating people up and shit. So Lady Anne, who we talked about earlier, one time she recorded in one of her journals that in the winter when there was like winter flooding, that the water down there, because remember this is right on the beach, the water would rise 3 feet in a minute during the flood times. So a lot of time the people who were chained to the dungeon wall, because that's how they held them, they would be like shackled by their arms to the wall. They would just drown.
Yeah.
Because there was no escape from the water.
Oh, okay. I have this thing. You know this already. I have control issues, and one of those things is I have this deep, dark fear of, like, not being able to, like, move my limbs. Like, the thought of being, like, chained to something is terrifying to me. I hate it. And then, like, that plus water, like, no, God. Ugh, no, hate it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this thing reminds me of... Okay, so me and my friend, when we were in Charleston, we did a tour of the Charleston jail, and I'll probably do an episode on it. But at one point during our tour, they took us down to their, like, solitary confinement thing, and it's basically, like, a windowless, like, room in the basement or whatever. And they turned off all the flashlights and everything because it was, like, an overnight tour or whatever. And they like turned off all the lights and locked us all in there, the entire tour group. And me and my friend had like the weirdest paranormal experience while we were in there, and it still freaks me out to this day. So I don't like this picture.
Yeah.
I did something similar. I was in Alton, and there's a...
Oh my gosh, I want to do an Alton
Alton's so much
haunted
fun.
tour because I haven't done any there.
There's one that you should do. It's like a historical tour, but they take you to go see places without it being cheesy.
Yeah.
But they take you to a stop on the Underground Railroad, and it looks just like this. It's like a creepy cellar that's curved like this, and then they do the same thing. They just leave you in there, shut all the lights off, and they're like, "We'll be back later." It was not cool.
Yeah. But yeah, like when me and my friend were in the one in Charleston, it was like, because she and I were standing next to each other, but probably like 3-ish feet apart or whatever. And I suddenly got the urge where I was like, I have to find McCall right now. Like, this is life or death. I need to find her because otherwise, like, I don't know what's going to happen to her. And and keep in mind, we're in like pitch black, but she saw something rush at her.
Gross.
And then like the moment I touched her, it disappeared.
I hate that.
Yeah, I don't like
Yes.
that. Yeah, you definitely need to do an episode on that.
Yeah. Oh no, we've got like EVPs and stuff from the Charleston
I
jail,
know.
So, like, I'll probably do an episode and kind of just like
I think
discuss the
Ghosting
history
might
of
go
it and then
somewhere.
like tell you like what our experiences were. I might see if she wants to do it with us.
Yeah.
She might be coming to visit.
Ooh.
So if she
Yeah.
does, I might make that my episode for when she
Yeah.
comes to visit.
Well, and if you give me the EVPs, I can edit them in too.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Because they're just saved as like voice memos on my phone.
Yeah, they'd be fine. That'll be fine.
And I can give you timestamps on them of
That
like
would also be
where
good.
the EVPs are
Yeah.
and stuff. There's one that's like really interesting, I guess, if you like know what you're listening to. But the others are kind of just like sounds and stuff, which can be written off. So, but there's one that's very like distinct. It's saying something. So.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'll do an episode on that. Anyway, that's just what this picture reminded me of. So. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, so it totally sucked to be here. So aside from the dungeons and torture, or actually wait, let me call it by its proper name. Aside from the Donkergott and the, torture chambers that they had there, convicts and drosters, I think is how you, I don't fucking know how you say it. But that was kind of like a catch-all term for like escaped slaves, outlaws, and natives were executed in the castle as well. And there's also a lot that's still being uncovered because for some reason there are just entire rooms and wings of this place that are just bricked in and nobody knows why.
Ugh.
So like archaeologists and historians are going through and sort of trying to uncover more about this place because like I said, they found a woman buried under the door once.
Yeah.
So how many other people do you think are like buried in the walls here?
Yeah. Especially if they bricked all that shit off.
Yeah, a
Gross.
cask of Amontillado you.
Ugh. Gross.
So anyway, that's it.
All right. That was
This
good.
is not high on my let's go visit there list because of the scary dog, and really just only because of the scary dog. That's what I was talking about earlier, before we started recording. That animal brain, that like lizard brain fear.
Mm-hmm.
For me, like I love dogs, I love domesticated dogs, but any kind of wild dog or like scary looking dog in the dark freaks the absolute fuck out of me. Like even my own dog walking in the yard when her eyes glow, it just triggers something in my brain that's like, get out, the predator is near.
That's interesting.
That triggered in me when there was a rat, so I think you would probably win here.
I think that part of me is broken.
I don't
That's
know.
good, Shelby.
I mean, rats
that's
scare
healthy.
me.
What?
Look, I hallucinate wolves
That's
following me
true.
around, so
That's-
I'm just like, that's
that's
what
very,
animals
very
do.
true.
They just stalk you
Oh, man.
in the night, in the shadows. It's cool.
Yeah, it's fine.
Just go stand in some running water and you'll be fine.
Well, I know a good dungeon that you can
Yeah,
stand in
really.
at least 3 feet of water.
Oh, man.
Anyway, well, that's all I got.
All right, then.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah. I'm next. Oh, so I don't know what you guys are doing in October, but I'm trying to do a more, like, Halloween-y kind of a thing, so...
You said weenie.
Now who's being immature?
Me.
But yeah, because the one after this will be the first one that we do in October, so... Yay.
Yeah, I already know what I'm gonna do. It's the one on the dibs that I said was my birthright.
Oh, yay!
Oh, heck yes.
Yay. I mentioned this.
Please remind me that that's what I
I have
said.
to
Otherwise I'm gonna be
see-
like, Teletop pass.
I need to see if the one that I want to do is on either of y'all's dibs lists.
So far, there's been,
Because-
like, no overlap, so I
Yeah.
doubt it.
But this
But-
one might be.
Oh, okay.
I'll check though,
Yeah,
because I don't remember if
Just
I saw
say it
it.
out loud
Yeah.
and we'll bleep it.
yeah.
But if it is on there, just know that I'm stealing
That's
it.
fine.
So
Okay.
I'll tell you.
Yeah, my notes for next week are already done, but it's really
course
short. I have my next 2 done, but it's like,
can't
it's
even.
so short. Like, even shorter than my normal episode. It's only like maybe 3 pages of notes. So either we have to do a lot of tangents, which we never do for my episodes, or it's going to be like a 20-minute long thing, which
I don't understand
don't
how
worry,
like
I'll
my
have some
episodes are
stories.
90% tangent.
I don't know, shall I truly don't know.
I think it's because I don't talk much in y'all's episodes.
I don't know.
Because
Yeah,
I'm
you
not a
guys
talker.
didn't talk at all, and I got scared that you
Well, no,
went away.
I was like focusing. It was
Sorry,
interesting.
We're talking about
We're still at
bullying.
an hour and 15. Like, we're not going to be, like, pressed for time. Okay.
No, I'm not worried about the time. I just felt like, I was like, did the internet die?
No. Okay, but see, that's how I feel every single time because there's never any tangents.
I'm sorry. I'm not a talker, okay? I'm not good at tangents.
Which is hysterical because in your own episodes, you often are the one who starts the tangents.
Yeah, you'll be like,
That's
one
true.
time, and then I'll cut you off, and I'll be like, no, actually, one time.
Hannah's just like, okay, but like, I have to go to bed, so shut up.
Shelby, you do your
Yeah,
own
well, I do have
tangents.
to
I
go
think
to bed.
that's part of it for your episodes is that you do your own tangents.
Look. Shelby can't stay on topic, okay?
It's fine.
All right, should we say goodbye?
Yes, we can say goodbye. Okay.
Okay, bye, friends.
All right, bye. Don't be trapped in a flooded dungeon, because that sucks.
Yep.
Also, fuck colonialism.
Fuck colonialism.
Fuck noodles.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Thanks for listening to The Triad. Our music is by Scott Buckley. Our audio is recorded by our sound engineers, Craig Bott and Audrey Credo.
If you like the show, please rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Tumblr as The Triad Podcast. Our website is thetriadpodcast.wordpress.com. There, you can find information about our latest episode, including the show notes and sources.
We're also on Patreon as The Triad. Currently, all Patreon funds will go towards the cost of hosting the show. Each tier has its own rewards, but every patron receives our undying gratitude. Do you have comments, questions, or stories? Email us at thetriadpod@gmail.com. And thank you again for listening to The Triad, where we're spooky but sensitive.